I'm in Shenandoah National Park, and this is the upper Hawksbill parking lot. That's Skyline Drive out there. This is a fairly large parking lot. This is a popular spot because Hawksbill Summit is the highest summit in the park. It's a little over 4,000 feet. There's my little red car. And the main trail up to the summit is right over there. But instead of doing that, I am going to hike down Skyline Drive for a short distance and see if I can find the Fireroad that goes up to the summit. So I'm heading down this way and see if I can find a Fireroad. The elevation here is 3650 in the parking lot. Six-tenths of a mile into my hike, I'm down to 3540. There's Skyline Drive. I found the old Fireroad going up to the summit, but you see these great big huge rocks they've put across here? So it's an abandoned, and it's pretty overgrown. I'm going to go up here just a little ways and see what it looks like up there. Maybe when I get a little further up, it'll clear up some, but if the whole thing looks like this, I'm going to have to go back and take the main trail. But let me go up here a little ways and see what this looks like. Nine-tenths of a mile into my hike, I'm up to 3690, and this road's really overgrown. It hadn't been used in decades. But anyway, maybe you can see that there's a road coming up. That's where I came from. And I just stopped here for a second to show you this. See how cleared out that is? That's a little pull-off. I guess either so people can pass going up and down this road back in the day. And I'm going to continue up the mountain here. It's a good thing I brought my topographic map because I'm kind of going by that, and because I marked on there where I think this is going to run into the modern day trail. So we'll see if that happens or if I have to follow this all the way up to the summit. I hope not. 1.2 miles into my hike, I'm up to 3780. And I just walked out of the wilderness there. There's where I came from. There's the old road. And here's the current day modern trail. And I'll mark this intersection on my map. The old topo map I was using didn't even show the modern trail, but it did show this one. So I thought, well, what the heck. But that's pretty much trailblazing. You might want to, if you want to do the old road like I just did, you might want to try it in the winter time when the vegetation is down. Anyway, that's the modern day trail coming up from the parking lot. And there's a signpost right here that says it's 3/10 of a mile up to the summit. So we're going to head on up this way. This trail's blazed blue. I'm out of breath. 1.3 miles into my hike. I'm up to 3,900 feet. Yeah, this part's pretty steep. There's a sign right here that says no camping above this, beyond this point, meaning no higher than 3,700 feet. Here's where I came from. Pretty steep. And weeds, wildflowers along the way. It's a nice little hike up to the top. So I'm up to 3,900, and the summit's around 4,050, so about another 100 feet or so to go. .6 miles into my hike, I'm up to 4,010 feet. And this is the Bird's Nest #2 shelter. It's been converted to daytime use only. But I'll show you, it used to have a nice fireplace in here. See, the mantle's still there. Maybe you can see where they bricked it over. That's happened in my hiking career. When I first started coming up here, the fireplace was open, but they closed it off. And then just past the shelter up there, just a little ways, another 50 yards or so, is the summit. So I'll go up there. This caught my eye. This almost looks like it was dug out like a fighting position up here. If I was going to defend this hill, this summit, and the road's right over there, this is exactly the way I'd dig it out, like this. So I don't know. Maybe during the Civil War it was a fighting position up here, or a lookout anyway. This is a map of today's hike. The quadrangle name is Big Meadows, 1994, and I hiked up to Hawksbill Summit. This red line here is Skyline Drive, coming down from the north, and mile marker 46 is about here, and mile marker 47 is about here, and there's a parking lot right here on the north side of Skyline Drive, right here at the bend. So you park there. Now, the normal way to get up to the top is just to walk straight through the parking lot to the trailhead and come up like this. But what I decided to do was look for this Fireroad. So what I did was I left the parking lot and headed south on Skyline Drive down to here. Now this says gate, and there might have been a gate there at some point in the past, but it turns out after hiking this, I can tell you this stretch right here, from here down to here, of this Fireroad has been completely abandoned. There's trees growing up in the middle of it, and there's tall grass, trees blown down, all sorts of stuff in the way. And what they did was they moved some huge boulders across the entrance to it. And if you're not careful, you can walk right past this and not even notice this. But anyway, and if you look at my GPS track, you'll see that I actually came down here a little too far and then realized I had gone too far and came back. So anyway, I basically bushwhacked my way up the Fireroad. Now when you get to here, it turns itself into the modern day road. So in other words, the modern day road comes down like this. Okay. And if you're not careful, if you're not watching, when you get to this spot right here, you won't even recognize this. It's so overgrown. But anyway, I managed to bushwhack my way up to here. And then from here on up, it's just a gravel road up to the summit. When you get up to the summit, there's Bird's Nest number 2 shelters up there. And then if you go just a little further, there's a observation platform that they built, a real nice stone one. Now, Hawksbill is the highest summit in Shenandoah Park. And this is saying that there's a benchmark there at elevation 4,050 feet. So, and then there's a tremendous view, at least 180-degree view of this area like this from the top. I took a bunch of pictures. There was also a lot of flowers and butterflies out, so I got some pictures of them too. And then I turned around, and instead of bushwhacking my way back down this old road, I just followed the new road like this back down to the parking lot. So that was the hike for today. it's a nice hike. It turned out being about 3 miles, 2.9 miles, and 563 feet of ascent. So not terribly long, but it's a real good hike. It's family friendly, except for this part right here. This is not family friendly, and if you're an inexperienced hiker, I wouldn't even attempt to do this. The best way to get up there is to go straight from the parking lot up like this. Okay, and that's the hike for today.